Hello, everyone. Marty Chinesky here, along with my buddy Ken Brown. We're your host of the Local Sports Wrap-Up. Today is the 21st of October, and anything new and exciting happened last week while we were out? We were gone for a week?
I think it was status quo, right? We watched a lot of sports, and volleyball season's over for me, so that's half my running. Half
Gotta
my
love
running's
that.
done, so you gotta love that. What about you?
Oh, it's the weather warmed up, so I hit the golf course a couple times over the weekend. Even walked it once. I felt pretty good the next day.
Okay.
I'll be 65 this week. So the more I can walk and stick around, and life will be good.
No, I agree.
Keep moving. Just keep moving. They make drugs. If you're sore, they make drugs for that. I just want to say that out loud.
Hey, you know what was a great thing this week, though? Is we went to get something to eat, thanks to Odds Jones and Caroline and Neil. They invited us out to a great dinner with our families and drinks.
Yeah, leftovers too. I had lunch the next day. How about you?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yesterday.
It was very nice. Very nice dinner. They gave out awards. It was really nice.
And shout out to the astronomers.
Yeah.
So we sat with them at the table, and they were the winner of the Ken Mantra Award. So congrats.
Yep, and I love the science geeks. I just want to say that I'm a minor science geek, and my wife is for sure. We went and looked up the comet the other night. We weren't in a dark enough spot to see the tail very well, but and we had a cheap pair of binoculars. But we saw it. It's there. Okay, right where they told me it'd be.
Yeah.
Right above Venus. So you just got to look.
So make sure you check out Wyandotte Connects. I know they shoot once a month. The astronomers, the science geeks, they do a great job.
They do a great job. So yeah, that was a great dinner. Fun was had by all.
Definitely.
We all went out dancing later. If you didn't go, you weren't invited. Football. I would like to say that we were anticipating with great anxiety the Carlson, Allen Park, undefeated teams playing each other, except for the fact that Trenton went into both schools and beat them. Yeah, and gave them each a loss. And then what happens here? Carlson walks into Allen Park and rolls them 42-0.
Yeah, that's amazing.
We'll run it down real quick. Lincoln Park they're 5-3. They took care of Woodhaven. What happened to the mighty Woodhaven?
Yeah, they fell off. 19-7. Lincoln Park beats Woodhaven. Southgate
took care of Edsel Ford. Not surprising, 42-14. And then Wyandotte, first victory of the year. It's 19-6, and Trenton playing a non-league game, 21-20. We'll just say that Trenton went for 2 with 1 second left in the game and didn't get it.
And Chelsea's they've been tough for the last 20 years, so that's no
Trenton to hang with them.
Yeah.
So because our Wyandotte team won their first football game, we want everybody, and I mean everybody out there, to put a yellow light in your porch light.
Yeah.
And turn it on and support them.
Yeah, Miss Caroline's daughter came up with that at the award ceremony. She said that we need to celebrate these kids, and they'll do better on every Friday. So we're going to all get gold lights and put them on the porch. Tee them up Thursday night, and then maybe they'll get a victory again Friday.
Yeah, they got to play Southgate this time around, and Southgate's in the hunt for a playoff spot. Going to be tough.
It's going to be tough.
Anyway, that game we waited on, instead of having 2 undefeated teams playing each other, we ended up with 2 6-1, 5-1 teams playing each other, and and unfortunately,
it wasn't well as much as our anticipation wanted. They got drove 42-0.
And I looked at that score a day later, and I went, "Holy crap!" But guess what? Joe Krolak had 5 touchdowns, 3 throwing and 2 rushing. It's the 4th straight down the River League title for the Carlson Marauders, and that actually ties 17 years that the Down River League's been in existence. That ties the consecutive mark with Brownstown and Woodhaven and Wyandotte.
Yeah,
our Wyandotte
Bears.
Sorry.
They won 4 in a row from 2010 to 2013.
Okay.
So now Carlson has won 4 in a row. Technically, they haven't won it outright. They clinched a share of the title this week, but they'll have to win Friday.
They play Lincoln Park. They play Lincoln Park. They have to win that game, and then if they win that game, they will be the only team with 1 loss.
Yeah.
If they lose that game, because Lincoln Park again just went into Woodhaven and beat them, then it'd be a 3-way tie.
Yeah.
You'd have Trenton, Carlson, and Allen
Park.
Park.
Yeah.
Allen Park.
Now, the interesting thing, I think that the coach did a great job of shouting out Krolak as a senior captain. He's saying that he has gone beyond his wildest dreams of what they would do, and he's everything that a captain should be. With the 5 touchdowns, he went 7 for 9 passing with 3 of those touchdowns. I want to say he had something ridiculous, like 160 yards rushing, including an 87-yard scamper.
Yeah,
for
I had
2
that
touchdowns.
somewhere. Yeah, he had 87 yards and 162 on 8 carries. Wow. So he averaged 20 yards every time he took off.
Yeah, and he still left enough time for the backup to get in and throw a touchdown too. So that's always nice when everybody can get in on the box score.
And you just don't expect that from an Allen Park squad that, have been playing well. They've been playing well, and all of a sudden, boom, 42. And, Allen Park, their first 4 possessions, they punted. Yeah. You can't get a first down, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out.
And it seems like the defense was still doing its job. They only gave up 14 points by halftime to Carlson. So the defense was doing what it could to keep them in the ball game. But the next half was all Carlson, 28 points. In the second half to none. Interception in the red zone for Carlson. A missed field goal at the end, right before the half. So that kept them on blank. So I don't know. Biggest loss in Downriver since Allen Park's been in the Downriver League. 40
right,
points.
and the first time in 7 years that they lost by that much at all. And it was a non-league game at one time. So holy cow, is all I could say. That they got rolled. There's no other way to put it. And congrats to Carlson. Joe Krolak looks like he's got a nice future. Hopefully either junior college or somebody else picks him up.
Yeah.
The kid's a winner apparently. And I think he's done great, And so that all they got to do is beat Lincoln Park. They're guaranteed a share of the title, so either way, you're league champ.
Yeah.
Whether you share it or not.
Sure.
So they're guaranteed that. Now, if they want to win it outright, I have a funny Lincoln Park better be ready because I think Carlson's going to have a little bit of motivation.
Yeah, they're motivated. Allen Park falls to 6-2, and then they'll play their non-league game next week against
Redford Union.
Yeah, they'll play Redford Union. That'll be a good way to get a dub going into the playoffs.
Oh, you don't think Redford Union's solid?
I think that Allen Park has something to show.
Yes.
Lose 42-0 the next week.
We could go up, down, up, down. I got a few scores from outside of our Downriver League. In the Catholic League, Catholic Central took care of Grand Ledge 55-0. And Gabriel Richard took care of Cranbrook Kingswood 40-14. And I got Cabrini beating our Waterford, Our Lady of the Lakes, 7-6.
Yep.
That's a snoozer.
Yeah, and then I got Dearborn Divine Child whooped up on Redford Westfield Prep 43-6. We talked about all the ones downriver. I think the most interesting one, one of the interesting ones, River Rouge beat Newmarket Huron Heights in Canada, 30-14. So did they play with 12 men, or did they play with Canadian rules, or did they go
interesting.
Good old USA?
How would you change all your things to 12 people? Riverview took care of Grosse Hill 49-6.
Okay.
And Flat Rock took care of New Boston 35-14. So we're getting ready for the playoffs. 2 more weeks. Playoffs will start. We got 1 more week of season.
Yeah. And it looks like Belleville beat up on Fortson 31-0.
I'm shocked
to get them ready for
I'm shocked that they even play each other. You know what I mean? I thought Belleville was in a stronger league. But it is what it is. Can't change where your school's located. So that's all we got on football. Then we got the other football. A lot of district playoffs started, as we said last week, started on Wednesday and Tuesday and Thursday. And we'll go Riverview. This had to be a downright battle because both teams were state ranked.
Sure.
We went through the rankings a few weeks ago. And Riverview snuck out a 2-1 victory against Melvindale after a scoreless 90 minutes or 80 minutes, and then 10 minutes of overtime where they each scored a goal. It's not sudden death.
Right.
Then it went to a shootout. That's a tough way to lose.
Yeah, 2-1. And Melvindale had done really well. And the game was actually in Melvindale, too. So even though they had the home field advantage, they couldn't stop Riverview. The pictures are great. The kids are going crazy after getting the victory.
And what I'll say is, the Riverview prided themselves on their defense. And they used to put their best athletes up front. But once the ball got pumped over their heads, their lesser athletes are trying to defend. So they kind of reversed that whole play for that game.
Okay.
And kept their high-skilled athletes in the back, which would make sense why you wouldn't score as often.
Sure.
But every now and then sneak somebody up there. I don't know. But they said they ran their plan to a T.
Yeah. Defense wins championships, so definitely I could see it.
And Melvindale scored like a minute into the overtime. So if it was sudden death, it's game over.
Yeah.
But they go 10 minutes. And it took about the 6-minute mark. And who was Riverview? Riverview turned around and got the equalizer.
Yeah. But even if you looked at the battle that they had last year, looks like the Pirates were into the last 30 seconds. It says last year they lost with 30 seconds on the clock. So It's a good revenge game for the Pirates. The last 4 minutes of overtime were able to make the big play, and they give them the win.
Yeah, and it's not, Melvindale's not used to getting knocked out first round because they've had some solid teams. I only know this because I do a lot of the awards for the Melvindale kids, when the school system's over.
Okay.
And yeah, they're winning regionals and they're in state Final Fours and stuff. They're a solid group. So that had to be devastating for them, especially to lose at home.
So with that win, Riverview 12-3 and 5 advances to the D2 district championship game, and we'll see what happens.
Yes, sir. And now for another round, Huron and Carlson. Huron, for the first time, won a district title downriver, and they since 2006.
3-1 over the local rival Gibraltar Carlson.
Ah, yeah, they're probably not. I know Carlson's been solid in District 2 soccer for a long time. They long drought of their own. They had a pair of goals from Martin Krajic. That's how I'd say that.
Yeah.
A 3-1 victory. And like we said, the game started out, 1-0, the other guys. And then Huron came back with 3 unanswered, I believe. And, yep.
Yep, I think that the problem for them was the Marauders came right back. So it kind of took them by surprise. So even after they got the lead, then the Marauders come right back. It's not like they had the momentum for a while and it kind of changed things. But
so up next for Huron, who are 12-4, they are going to move, and they got to play this Tuesday, tomorrow, on the 22nd at Divine Child. They're going to play either Warren De La Salle, number 2 team in the thing, or Grosse Pointe North. So there's 2 solid programs.
Yeah. I'm thinking that number 2 on the front of Warren De La Salle is a huge thing right there, buddy. All boys school, they're probably going to be pretty good.
Yeah, they're good luck to them. And one more Football.
The most dominant team downriver, would you say?
Generally.
Yeah.
Boys and girls.
Boys and girls. But Grosse Ile topples number 8 Milan for their 16th straight D3 district title. 16 in a row.
That's sick.
Sweet 16.
What are they? They just breed soccer players on the island, huh?
Yeah, they're playing a lot of that. They defeated, they won, Grosse Ile actually won over Milan. The score was 4-1. And as we said, it's their 16th straight victory. Those kids were led by Landon Bourget. Bourget?
Yeah.
He had the hat trick. That's 3, just like in hockey.
That's hard to do in soccer, too.
It has to be, because sooner or later, I'm thinking we're just trying to take him out of the play, right? he can't get on.
Red card. Sorry, kid.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was, and, they gave up the first goal, too. So Milan is thinking really good about themselves.
Yeah,
we're up 1-0.
Yeah.
We're going to do this. And then to just lose 4-1. And it was 4-1 at the half, wasn't it? I think. Or was that the other game? I don't know. But I know it's, yeah.
I think that the coach from Grosse Ile kind of tells you the whole story. He says, hey, we didn't play a complete 80 minutes. And today, luckily, we didn't have to. We won. We're going to celebrate tonight. And then we're going to be looking into regionals starting tomorrow. So he's a no-nonsense guy. We got 16 of these in a row. This is what we do. Let's get ready for the next game. So.
And that Landon Bordage, he got his 3rd goal in the final minute of the first half, and it was 3-1 at halftime. So then they scored 1 more goal.
Yeah.
So he scored all 3 in the first half. Pretty good stuff. And he's an All-News Herald and All-State honoree last 2 seasons. So they seem to have a way of finding these kids that he can really change a game, according to Coach.
Now, the one thing that you say, too, is that Grosse Ile still battles and plays against tough competition. Because even though they're dominant with 16 districts in a row, they still won 11-4. 11-4-4.
Yeah.
So they've played some good competition, and they'll turn their attention to the regional semis, which will take place tomorrow in Williamston. So good luck to the Devils. I don't know if they're the Red Devils or the Devils, but good luck to them. It looks like they'll play that evening at 5, and we'll take on the host Hornets from Williamston, who earned their 2nd straight district crown as well. And they beat Brooklyn Columbia Central 5-0.
I think we have talked a lot about Grosse Ile over the years that we've been doing this, and I don't expect it to be any less than a highly competitive game.
Sure.
Now you've got this superstar all-stater. If you're Williamston, the Hornets anyway from Williamston, if you're them, you're focusing on this kid, so someone else has to step up a little bit. And it's a team game.
No, I agree. They got to find a way to neutralize them. And if they can't, then it's going to be another victory for the Red Devils of Grosse Ile.
Yeah, I hope so. And I think the fact of the matter, it being, the travel isn't a big deal. But Grosse Ile, they're so, like he says, we didn't play a great game, but they're so solid. They're so solid in all aspects that let them cut them loose, Coach. Cut them loose.
Yeah.
I hope we talking about them next week as heading to the state finals.
All right. It'd be interesting to see as we move how the downriver kids did. Like I know Etzel Ford, as far as soccer, they beat Fortson 1-0, right? And then we know New Boston beat Carlson 3-1. We talked about that. Then Etzel Ford is gonna. They also beat Dearborn last week 2-1. So I don't know exactly how the district is going to shake out. We do have those results, but hopefully we'll get some more information about the regionals. But it looks like Etzel Ford has made it. And when we were reading off that the rankings, Etzel Ford was really high.
Yeah, okay.
They were the highest rated downriver team, I believe, at that time. So
Gotcha.
Hopefully we'll get a chance to see them shine their light during this playoff run.
And I'll say this, volleyball is kicking off. Wyandotte went into the Livonia-Stevenson tournament on the 19th, that last Saturday, and happy birthday, Cousin Tommy. He's a week before mine,
Okay.
so every year I tell him happy birthday.
Nice.
And I'll catch up to him in a week. They lost 25-17 and 25-20 to Pinckney. But, good tune-up for them.
Sure.
The other thing, we had a couple of teams play late. I had read about it, though. It was, I think it was Edsel Ford went into Trenton and beat them towards the end of the season.
Sure.
And we also have a big event this week coming up. It's over at Lake Erie Metro. It's the regionals for track.
Yeah.
Where the top 10 kids are going to get to the States or outside of your team making it.
Okay.
So they got a lot going there.
So that's the cross-country big deal.
Yeah,
the big
that's
deal
the
for
big
the cross-country.
Woodhaven just won their last thing that we had. I think we talked about where Woodhaven got the boys and the girls side. So yeah, that's all coming up next week, man.
Hey, when I think of cross-country, a lot of times I think of a young lady that ran for Wyandotte for some time.
Samantha Koss.
Samantha Koss.
She was top 10. Look at her there. She did the annual Detroit Free Press Marathon. And for you people that don't know, you do start in the dark. Okay? It's early in the morning when you got to get there. It's like a 4 o'clock show-up time. And they hit the ground running in 26.2 miles to the surprise of our cameraman.
Hey, and guess what? 4 months. She thought about it. And 4 months ago, her goal was to run 26.2 miles. And guess what? She did it.
She's got a young body. It'll recover nicely. But my Uncle Tom did that when he was like 40. I couldn't see myself doing it. Like, I couldn't walk that far. It's like walking to Detroit and back, I would say. Could you get to the city and back?
Yeah, maybe. Southwest. But,
oh, yeah. Just over, yeah, there you go.
Right there by Fort and
Lehigh, Dearborn and Lehigh. Yeah.
But I think that, it's amazing that a kid could set a goal in 4 months and run 26 miles. I always thought I was doing something Saturday when I got 22,000 steps in. You know what I mean? She runs, she picks it up and she goes 26 miles.
It's funny you say that. Like I said, I walked the golf course and, technically it's 7,000 yards, so that's 5, maybe 4.5 miles. But even when we were in New York for those 3 days, and I look at my step counter, and it'd say 18,000, and I'd feel it the next day. I am older, but I feel it the next day.
At bare minimum, your feet hurt. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, at the bare minimum.
So I feel it's good. Congrats to her. Maybe she's giving that just because she just wanted to do it. We don't know if she really wants to pursue that and start hitting the Boston Marathon and the Toronto Marathon and all those different ones. They do kind of space them out so your body has time to recover. Yeah. But, these elite ones do 26 miles in what, 2 hours? And
2:40, 2 or whatever. I've seen them finish. And it's usually under 2:40, but for girls, it may be a little more. I think that was the guys that I saw.
Yeah, either way, it's under 3 hours.
Yeah, it's under 3 hours.
Yeah.
It'd take me a couple days to finish it up.
Yeah, and a few breaks.
Yeah, hotel room.
Or in New York, you just jump on a subway and then pop out at the other end, sneak under the ropes and head out. Yeah. Oh yeah, because that happened one year too, and what they figured out is that the person that did that and ended up winning or finishing top 5, because that's a paid one. You'll win money. You'll win stuff. But she jumped on a subway. And she didn't have any check times. You get to so many points and you got that little scanner. Where's your check time? That's how they busted her, because she didn't have the check times going through the scanner with that little barcode thing they hook to your hip.
Yeah.
So that's technology is good when used correctly.
That's right.
So let's see. Our Lions pulled one out. 29 pool got hit.
The Lions are legit. They are so legit. And if you think about all the times that we've seen and they've said same old Lions, that definitely doesn't apply to these cats.
No.
That game would have been a loss every year other than the last 2 years that I've ever seen. Minnesota comes in hot, right? And they're 5-0, and the Lions are 4-1. And they come back and they take the lead. But the Lions Montgomery fumbles, and then they get a chance to come back.
They didn't lose their composure. Like, I didn't get to watch any of it, but I had it blasting out of my golf cart, on a little speaker. And you just can't. They just came right back. Yeah. They just, shake it off and do it. The other thing, television ratings will be happy because you got the Yankees and the Dodgers, East against West Coast. So that'll get people watching because everybody in L.A. hates the Yankees and everybody in New York hates the Dodgers. Yeah. So you'll get advertisement dollars.
I was surprised to see that they said that that's the first time that they've faced each other in the World Series in 43 years.
No way.
That's what they said. And that
how would be me growing up. Yeah, I'd be in my 20s.
1980. Fernando Valenzuela. Yeah, yes. Valenzuela. And that's when I started liking baseball. So I'm going to tell you, have your kids watch the Yankees versus the Dodgers. Have them watch it because that's how baseball grows in a kid, man. You get to see all those stars. I think the Yankees are dope.
They're both legit. Yeah. It's going to be solid.
Yeah, one kid had 50 homers and 50 stolen bases. They said it's the first time ever, which is hard to believe, first time that 250 home run guys are going against each other in the
Wow.
World Series.
So, starts what, Wednesday?
Friday.
Yeah, they got a whole week. Whole week to cool off.
It out, yeah.
Anyway, I'm Marty Janeski. That's Ken Brown. We are your hosts of Local Sports Wrap-Up. We will have all kinds of regional and districts kicking off in volleyball and finishing up in track. And we got stuff to talk about next week. We will see you then. It's not Halloween time yet. Don't have to say that.
Yeah, Harvest Fest.
Go Lions, and I think it's a toss-up who wins the World Series.
Yeah, it'll be a good one.